Streams. My name is Evan Middlesworth. I'm the Director of Artistic Programming here at Pablo Center. And thank you so much to Northwestern Bank for sponsoring tonight's show. And if you're out there and you're wondering, I would love to sponsor one of these, please reach out, evan@pablocenter.org. All right, everybody. Michael Perry and the Long Beds.
1, 2, 3.
Water boys and medicine balls. Daddy told me not to go. Carbon County 402, reservation blues. Posers, pimps, and prostitutes. 2020 in a nudie suit. White boy loves his olive girl. Whirly, whirly girl. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. It could be you. Devil's teeth in turpentine. Revelations overtime. Run all night and I made the line. Yeah, I'm way behind. June bug dying on the screen. Evidence of things unseen. Drop your money in the jar if you get that far. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. It could be you. Searching for a higher plane. Settle in and spread the blame. Cut the check and sign your name. It's all the same. Silly girl with a crystal ball. She keeps one foot propped on the wall. She gives as good as she gets. It ain't over yet. Rockets in Chuck Water Flats. Dry bones where the dreamers sat. Jesus in a cowboy hat, I ain't buying that. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. Could be me, could be you. It could be you. Could be me, it could be you. Could be me, it could be you. Could be me, could be you. somewhere east of Tuesday. Figured you were gone. I heard that train a-rollin' and a train don't turn around. I picked up my little pieces and I laid them in a line. Somewhere south of Sunday I'll be fine. Somewhere west of Worthless, double dipped and overdrawn. I stuck the key into the lock and I snapped the damn thing off. Yeah, I hung it out and I strung it out and I blendered up my mind. Somewhere south of Sunday I'll be fine. Oh, you picture perfect queen, pitching picture perfect scene. Having had enough of that, drop the gas and strike the match. Start backing away. That's Ben Lester and Mary Cutterfellow, everybody out there in streaming land. Somewhere north of nothing, crying in my beer. I sucked it up and I stomped it down and I blew right through your town. You heard I got my crazy stuck in overdrive. Man alive, man alive. Somewhere south of Sunday I'll be fine. 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 Somewhere south of Sunday. Oh, I'll be fine. I'm just going to have a little sip of water after that. Mary Cutterfellow is over here tonight playing her Gretsch.
Hello. Hello, Mike. Hello, Wisconsin. Hello, the world.
Mary came on over from St. Paul by way of Connecticut, by way of Texas, with a stop at Yale.
Thanks, brother.
It's all true.
Yeah.
All right, I need the perfect pick here because I'm going to do some really gentle, evocative stuff. When the last star is gone, it's darkest before the dawn, and I'm calling. Oh, my baby, hold on. I dreamed of a satellite, one that was set right to relay all your little heartbeats. From out in the Pleiades and down to my bended knee, my little one, I'm so all alone. And in the cold light of day, as the fog burns away, hung a dress on the line just before the last time. When the wind blows, I see you slow dance. Why is it the worst of me seems to get the best of me every time? Till I put out my hand. And in the cold light of day, as the fog burns away, you little bits of history, little bits of you and me burning, fire in the sky. The last light of day All right, so I'm gonna set aside my guitar for this next song. I welcome the chance to set aside my guitar. Just gonna sing. This is a new song. I don't believe we've performed it live before. I don't even know if this is live, actually. But me setting aside my guitar reminds me of a little inside joke in the band. I have some rudimentary guitar skills, thank you very much. But perhaps the band's impression of my guitar playing skills could best be summed up when we were in a meeting preparing for this little show here, and they were going through the stage plot, which is a diagram that shows where everybody's going to stand and what instruments they have and what sort of gear they need. And the gentleman who was setting it up said to Evan over here, the band leader, he said, well, does Mike play a guitar? And Evan said, Mike has a guitar. Appreciate that, son. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. All right, this is a brand new song called that I wrote. And by the way, Evan came up with the music bed, the tune for this, and then I put some words to it, and we're going to do it now. It's called 40 Acres Deep. Truck tore out 40 foot of barbed wire. He made the sign of the cross and he kept the hammer down. He was ripping through the wheat, there were tears on his cheeks. By the time he shut her down, he was 40 acres deep. She was stranded in the kitchen, she was staring at her hand. Skin deep dent used to be a wedding band. Broken dishes on the floor, he put his fist through the door. The whole work's gone to waste and weeds. 40 acres deep. I don't love you anymore. I don't love you anymore. She was halfway through the letter when the baby cried. Hush, little baby, mama's changed her mind. She put a match to the letter, put the letter to the curtains. As ye sow, so shall ye reap. 40 acres deep. Grabbed the gun and racked him up alive one. Hooked a boot heel on the bumper and he leaned against the hood. A bullet for the banker and a bullet for the dream, and you can bury me 40 acres deep. I don't love you anymore. I don't love you anymore. Thanks, you folks. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. They don't have a little red light on the camera, so I don't know which one is looking at me, but hi to all of you cameras, every single one of you. There you go. All right. Got the demented Jack Nicholson look going there. Resting demented Jack Nicholson. Worked for him. We're very grateful that you're here, that you took the time, wherever you are. We really appreciate you tuning in. Even tuning in isn't the right word anymore. We're just glad you're here. We're just glad for any sort of connection. It's been good for the band to see each other. And we're very grateful to the way the show's been set up and run here, too. Everybody's been masked up and distanced up, and we're all... I could see you over there, Mary. You could have done this show from Minnesota. All right. This is a song called If They Give You Wings. Do you remember Wyoming, the Bibles and the songs, the preaching that rattled your bones? If touching is trespass and believing is blind, how did we fall out of time? If you die, let it be on a journey. And if you fall, may it be from the sun. If they give you wings where you're going, swing low and pick me up. Well, hope is a ribbon tied into a snake. You ride every wave until it breaks. I flagged down a gypsy and I gave him my shoes. He said the road looks good on you. And when you die, let it be on a journey. And if you fall, may it be from the sun. If they give you wings where you're going, swing low and pick me up. Do not go gentle into that good night. Do not go down without a fight. Don't look for angels where drunkards will do. Don't look for me inside of you. When you die, let it be on a journey. And if you fall, may it be from the sun. If they give you wings where you're going, swing low and pick me up. Yeah, if they give you wings where you're going, baby, swing low and pick me up.
My name is
Well, folks, when I'm not privileged to be sharing the stage with a band like this, I do some typing on the side. And I had a book come out here a couple months ago called Million Billion. It's a collection of short pieces. And I thought I'd read one tonight from Million Billion. And I kind of picked at random, but I also, when I picked this one at random, I realized it was about being on the road. And I think everybody's missing what they miss right now. It's an unusual time, but the good people are taking care of each other. The neighbors are staying in touch, and good things can come from times like this if we examine our priorities. I got to stop now because I'm starting to sound like I'm preaching, and I've had enough preaching, really. Why should I add to it? So I'm just going to read this piece because it's about some of the things we miss about the road, but also I'm just so grateful that I have the road behind me. Who knows what's ahead? It's a piece called Deceleration. I like it when my book tours take me to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, if only to hear a New York City-based publicist try to pronounce Oconomowoc. I can always tell because they'll call me and they'll say, well, you're going to go to Madison and you're going to go to Milwaukee, and then in the middle you're going to stop at Ocken, and I just say, it's all right, it's Oconomowoc. I usually allow them 2 or 3 tries before gently guiding them through it. Just one of those subtle reminders to the East Coasters that out here in the heartland, we too are capable of esoterica. I am just returned to our farm after a week that took me to several different Wisconsin venues. An auditorium in Reedsburg, the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake, a conference room in Madison, and independent bookstores in Watertown, and the aforementioned Oconomowoc. As this was a homegrown book and music tour not involving Manhattan publicists, there was no need to hand out pronunciation guides. Now I'm back in the room over the garage where I do most of my typing. And as so often happens, I find myself wanting to acknowledge the diverse blessings of these little trips. For instance, at one of the stops, I met a man named Richard, who once sent me a letter suggesting that the little library concept, in which private citizens erect birdhouse-like mini-libraries and stock them with books for the taking and trading, be extended to taverns. This seems like a fine idea to me. Imagine the glory of reading a dog-eared novel beneath the neon glow and within arm's reach of a gallon of pickled eggs. Let us have a well-read citizenry, and let them have a beer. At another event, a woman told me she ditched her dentist appointment in order to make it to the bookstore over the noon hour. I hope she brushed twice as long that day. In another instance, a woman came through the line with 2 books, one of mine to sign, and the other a mystery written by an acquaintance I've not seen for a long while. This woman would not have known of my familiarity with the other writer, nor will she know how, in that moment, she allowed me an unexpected and lovely vicarious memory visit with him. One night last week, a guitar player and I crossed Wisconsin from midnight to 3 a.m. Over one stretch between Montello and Mauston, it seemed we dodged a deer every 500 yards. The guitar player comes to the Midwest via a Connecticut childhood, a Yale education, and a long stretch of Texas roadhouses and honky-tonks. As you might expect, she is a conversationalist of the highest order. Among other things, we discussed the pedagogy of the oppressed, intersectionality, beef sticks, and the composition of set lists. The miles sped by and we missed all the whitetails. That segment of the tour was only 3 days ago, but now as my van cools in the garage, it seems 3 years. There's always that moment when you come in off the road, even from a mini tour like this, and feel both happily home and disoriented. Even as I sort through the recent memories and images and flashes of 100 brief conversations, I'm also thinking about tonight's chicken chores, tomorrow's deadlines, and catching up on the day-to-day news with my little family. There is a feeling that I am back where I belong, but still decelerating. So many miles, so many faces. Now I'm at my desk, going nowhere. If I offered sentiments commensurate to my situation, I would never write any other words but thank you. Yeah, so the secret's pretty much out, but Mary, over to my right playing guitar, is the only member of the band who graduated from Yale.
All right.
And long as I'm thinking of it, I should make sure. Yeah, we do have Mary playing lead guitar licks. Back here is my dear friend Ben Lester. Ben, recently married. Congratulations. Yeah. All right. And back behind me on drums, something that I rarely allow, but boy, sound check is another hour and a half now. Whoa. It's Diamond Dave Power. And back behind me on bass is Jeremy. And Jeremy said that he's happy that he's playing his electric bass because it's like putting your fingers in air as opposed to playing the big stand-up doghouse bass. Or
Feels like you're just moving your fingers through air. It's like,
very similar to how I feel when I play.
Air bass, but playing bass. Air bass, but playing bass.
And then over on my left, maybe you're right, behind this big old piano and also playing guitar, a guy who's become a good friend, even though he says horrible things about me as a guitar player. One of 2 pilots in his marriage, Evan Middlesworth.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, well, that's the part where the crowd would roar for all of you, but that's not happening tonight. So I'd say that I'm going to go ahead and see if we can play a trucker song. Since we can't be on the road, we might as well sing about being on the road. Black Freightliner Mother Road. Black Freightliner Mother Road. Somewhere west of Laramie Road. Black Freightliner Mother Road. 80,000 stacked up on 18. 80,000 stacked up on 18. Pictures in his wallet, little dream. Pictures in his wallet, little dream. How many miles, how many roads? How many miles, how many roads? Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Rumble strips a howling in the rain. Rumble strips a howling in the rain. Gator in the eastbound hammer lane. Rumble strips a howling in the rain. So you tarp that flatbed down just one more time. Tarp that flatbed down one more time. Broken hearts and dispatch on the line. How many miles, how many roads, how many miles, how many roads. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Pray you make it home safe one more time. How many miles, how many roads, how many miles, how many roads. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. Motion is your morphine, let it roll. All right, thank you. Thanks to the stagehand, man. We worked it out on the fly.
Nice work.
So I want to make sure and say a thank you to Northwestern Bank for sponsoring this show. We're grateful for the opportunity to make a little music together. We're grateful to them. As part of Northwestern Bank sponsoring this show, I was invited to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the podcast was called the Banker with a Beer podcast.
All right. How'd that go for you, Mike?
Well, it went great. We had a good time. And I do want you we did have a good time.
How was your beer?
Well, this is the tricky part. So you always want to thank your sponsors from your heart. They're making it possible for us to be here. I was very pleased to participate in the podcast, and I showed up on time and everything. There's just one small problem. This whole podcast is predicated on you sitting down and sharing a beer with the banker, and then you compare tasting notes or whatever it is. And I don't drink. I've never had a beer in my life. And that ain't bragging, complaining, or asking for your prayers. I just never, ever had one. So I had to tell them ahead of time. But they were very kind. And
His beer was better.
Well, they got me an NA beer. So
Okay.
we shared an NA beer, and we took a couple sips, and I don't know, it tasted okay to me. And then I said to the two gentlemen present, I said, okay, tell me the truth. You're real beer drinkers. What is this like? And the guy looked at it, and he said something about, well, it says 98% water. I'd say they're right. So they were not real big fans of the NA beer that I chose. But we had a great talk, and honestly, Google up Banker with a Beer podcast, and you can hear us talk. It turns out the banker and I are both from Nakusa, Wisconsin. I was born in Wisconsin Rapids and grew up my first 2 years in Nakusa. So thanks to Northwestern Bank for that sponsorship. I'm going to do a song now called Shaman Girl that I wrote for my wife before she was my wife. When I met her, there's a couple of scenes in there when I went to the Grand Canyon and was thinking about her. And then I always like to let people know the New Orleans reference at the end is because we proposed to each other in New Orleans in Preservation Hall during the clarinet solo of Yes Sir, That's My Baby. Shaman girl on the sidewalk with your baby at your side. Could you love a man in blue jeans, tattered shirt and a cluttered mind? Bottom line, given time, we'll be fine. I am staring at the canyon. I am bringing you to mind. I am looking for an answer. I see rocks and sky and time, and I find as a raven flies, so do I. Hey, baby, I am straight 3/4 time. And hey, baby, I can be deaf, dumb, and blind, but I fly, how I fly, how I fly. A true line. Yeah, walk the line. Boatman, can you read the river? I hear rapids round the bend. Steady hand on the tiller. A little luck and a little dread. Vows are said. Now I lay my head on the wedding bed. Should I grow to be an old man, chasing echoes of your heart, I close my eyes and see us walking in New Orleans after dark. You and me, cheek to cheek, New Orleans. And hey, baby, I am straight 3/4 time. And hey, baby, I can be deaf, and blind, but I fly. How I fly, how I fly, a true line. Yeah, walk the line. Hey, baby, I am straight 3/4 time. And hey, baby, I can be deaf, dumb, and blind, but I fly. How I fly. How I fly, a true line. Yeah, walk the line. Shaman Girl is on my doorstep with her baby at her side. She is thinking she could love me. My tattered shirt and my cluttered mind. Bottom line, given time, we'll be fine. Alrighty. Does that mean you're from the Midwest if you're in a band and in between songs you say, alrighty?
Alrighty.
Okay then. Okay there. You just want to sing some more? Because we got some more. We got 2 or 3 dozen.
Okay.
All right. I spent a lot of time on book tour back in the day when you used to do that kind of thing in the Super 8 motel, and I wanted to write a song about a Super 8 motel. Jason Isbell pretty much took care of that before I got around to it, but then I wrote my own Super 8 song, so here it is. Sitting up late in a Super 8, reading that note you left in the boot by the door. Like you was going to war. Edge of the bed just a hanging my head, mainlining poison straight from your pen to my heart. the freezer, dress in a box, wedding ring. Perfect little things. Gideon's Bible, Revelations 13. You ripped up our vows and you stuck them between the two beasts. It was a hell of a read. Every little word, every little word, every little word underlined. Tracked you to the airport, running like a man possessed. Rolled up to the parking flat. Hell, this ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Floor of the parking garage, standing at the railing like a women and children first. The plane peels away from the earth. Contrails in the sky, contrails in the sky, contrails in the sky. Goodbye, underline. Every word you wrote, every word you spoke. Contrails in the sky. Goodbye, underline. All right, we're going to have Ben come over and play the piano now. This is another new song. I wrote this song. I wasn't having the greatest day, and I wasn't being maybe the greatest person, and my spirit felt a little bit like that note you just played right there. And I also had a daughter who was, out in the world finding her way, and was thinking about her. And so I wrote this song called Little Bird, and it's about letting daughters fly. And I'm going to have one of my daughters sing a little harmony with me on it. Little bird, dead in the grass, flew too far, flew too fast. Do you remember? Gave you my word. I used to call you little bird. You no longer sing, but I still hear your wings beating in the black, beating in the blue, and beating back to little bird at the edge of the nest. Crazy little heart beating in your chest. Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Gave you my word.
Gave you my word.
Wherever you go,
Wherever you go,
I'll meet you there. And you no longer sing, but I still hear your wing beating in the black, beating in the blue, beating back to me and you, beating back to blue, beating back. All right. Well, thanks again, folks. We're going to do one more to put it between the ditches by, as Steve Earle used to say. I want to thank the Pablo Center for having us. I want to thank, you can't see it, but around us, up in the catwalk and back in other little rooms and surrounding us are a whole bunch of people who came in and set this all up ahead of time and who are taking care of us on the fly here as we play. So we're very grateful to the crew that's here and helping us out. I'm very grateful again to the band, the Long Beds. They bear me up. I always say I should have called them the bowling bumpers. Because there are times when I get a little adrift. And it's kind of like when the kid rolls the bowling ball down toward the pins and they put those bumpers in there, and then the band is like that. They just kind of nudge me back to the middle, and then we find our way all the way down and maybe eventually even pick up a spare. Hey. Yeah. But it's such a pleasure to play with them again tonight, and we're so grateful to you for taking the time to sit down with us. And one more thank you also to Northwestern Bank. Go ahead and Google up that Banker with a Beer podcast and see what we thought of that NA beer. All right, thank you so much. Oh, I think I have to say also, if you have questions about the new book or anything you saw here tonight, just go to sneezingcow.com. Sneezingcow.com is where all of my social media platforms reside, my vast worldwide media empire. Thanks a bunch. This is a song called After Waymore's Blues. This morning, gave myself the evil eye. I rolled out of bed this morning, gave myself the evil eye. You're a whole lot of too much woman, I'm just another guy. Well, the show is hot for August, hotter than you thought it'd be. It sure is hot for August, hotter than you dreamed it'd be. Yeah, you best put some distance bet you'd like to know how I came to be this way. Oh, wouldn't you just love to know how I came to be this way? It's one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. Well, a black cat don't mean nothing, but that black dog will run you down. That old black cat don't mean nothing, that black dog will run you down. Yeah, I can hear him out there moaning on the darker side of town. So won't you choose me out a tombstone? Tell that man how to spell my name. Won't you choose me out a tombstone? Tell old Billy how to carve my name. No matter if the chisel slips, 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 hell, I'll be gone just the same. That's a one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. And that's a one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. Well, a man on the television says an angel has got my back right. That old man on the television says an angel has got my back right. Last time I seen that angel, well, he was off the pace and he was fading fast. That's one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. That's a one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. That's one part blame my mama, two parts blame the man who got away. Got away, got away, got away. Thank you, Longbeds. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Lyle.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Jeremy. It's Jeremy. Thanks, and thanks everybody out there for tuning in. Thank you, Northwestern Bank. We will see you down the road. Forward.